Hi students, good morning. I am Dr. Chandini R. Nair. I belongs to Department of Chemistry. I am going to take you this semester Allied Chemistry paper. Okay. Now you know our situation has been changed due to COVID-19 and you are sitting in home. All the classes will be coming to you. So we are also following the same thing. We are going to have a online class. I was little late because I couldn't collect your details, and now only I was able to do it. Okay. Now two instructions I have to give is everybody should have a Gmail address and download Google Classroom, and for the class code I'll give you in the WhatsApp group what we are having. Now syllabus of Allied Chemistry is as usual. You have 5 units. First unit is Inorganic Chemistry, which consists of atomic structure. Second is Organic Chemistry, where it explains the principles of reactions of organic compound. Third one is Physical Chemistry, where we will see photochemical reactions. Fourth one is Polymer Chemistry, which tells us about the importance of polymers and polymer science. And last one is Applied Chemistry, which tells us about lubricants and some cosmetics in the modern world. So all the units, when it sounds, it may be little difficult, but it's very easy only, and you have only a small basics of each one. Okay. Now today we are going to see the unit 1, which is atomic structure, and it belongs to the branch Inorganic Chemistry. The topic I am going to cover, the syllabus consists of electronic configuration, Aufbau principle, Pauli's exclusion principle, Hund's rule, bonding, 3 different types of bonds: electrovalent, covalent and hydrogen bonds. Overlap, that is orbitals will overlap during bonding, that is SS overlap and SP overlap. Then hybridization and VSEPR theory for bonding. We can apply this theories to some examples: CH for methane, C2H for ethane, C2H2 acetylene, BeCl2 barium chloride, BF3 boron trifluoride, NH3 ammonia, H2O water, PCl5 phosphorus pentachloride, IF5 and IF7. When you see the topics, all the topics you have already studied right from the 8th standard to 12th in your school. So it's easy only, don't get tensed. Now today I am going to see or tell you about atom, structure, representation of an element, electronic configuration. Now tell me, what is an atom? Atom is the smallest unit of any matter that retains the identity of the substance. What does that mean? If you take any substance, you cut it into the small pieces, we can come to a stage where we will not able to cut further. For example, turmeric, take, you are going to grind it. First you use a knife to grind it, then take the smallest piece, do to grind by mortar, so that we'll come to a particle where it has all the properties. If you take the raw turmeric and powder turmeric, it will have the same property. So that smallest particle is only what we call it as atom. And when we say it's very easy, the smallest particle, actually it was so small we couldn't see it with our naked eye. Or when you build a building, the basic material what we use is a brick. So that type of the smallest particle which makes the building block of a big substance is what is known as atom, and it got its name from a Greek word atomos, not to be cut or indivisible. Further we will not able to cut it. That was the concept when it was found out. And who found out? Democritus, he was a philosopher, Greek philosopher who lived BC 400. So that much old. And he was in search of description for matter. What is matter? He want to explain. So when he was going through that, he found that a tiny indivisible unit is there for each matter. He didn't have the sophisticated instruments and all. He used the normal mortar, only pestle and mortar, to grind the substance, and he came to the smallest tiny one, which he thought that it is further not able to cut, and he gave the name atom. So he gave it the Greek word from the atomos, the atom. What does it mean is indivisible. Further, the atom has been studied, and the scientists who has contributed much to atom and its structures are John Dalton, J.J. Thomson, E. Rutherford, Niels Bohr, and finally we came to quantum mechanical theory. Okay, these names will be familiar to you. Now, what is the structure of atom, or how will be the atom looks like? What they are saying is an atom consists of a cloud of electrons surrounding a small dense part called nucleus. Atom consists of two things, you can say. One we call it as electron and one is nucleus. So nucleus is surrounded by a cloud of electrons. You can see the picture. That yellow and green color is the nucleus, that cloud is the electron, or in other words, the red is the nucleus, the yellow things which is around the red color is the electrons. Then if you take that also, nucleus constitute the maximum mass of an atom, but the space occupied is less. Maximum mass is the space occupied is less. And nucleus consists again of two subatomic particles. One we call it as neutron and one we call it as proton. So atom structure, if you take, it has two parts. One is the revolving electron and one is the nucleus. Electron have a negative charge and it was revolving round the nucleus, and we used to represent as small a. Nucleus consists of two particles. One is proton. Proton is positive charge and neutron is neutral particle. Adukku vandu no charge. So the number of electron and number of proton will be equal. Atom as a whole is neutral. Negative charge of the electron is balanced by the positive charge of the proton. Nucleus vandu positive charge, electron negative charge. Adu vandu balance agana, the number of electrons is equal to number of protons. Then this is a picture which shows that. So in the picture you can see that middle one circle is there. It consists of a pink color and a blue color round particle. One, it is given positive charge. So positive charge is the proton and the pink one is the neutron. And that round shows that it is the nucleus. Around the nucleus you can see one more round. There you can see two small circles which is written negative. So that will be the electrons. So this electron will be revolving round the nucleus. So you can see here two positive charge in the nucleus, two negative charge. Now inside the nucleus you have the neutrons, that is pink color, and the blue color is protons. Neutrons is neutral in charge and protons are positively charged. Now before going into the arrangement of electron, we'll just see the representation of an element. Representation of an element means representation of an atom you can take. How it is represented is, this is how you have to write the X, then on the left hand side corner up you should write a, and the left hand side bottom you should write Z. What is X is? It is the element symbol. If you take the case of hydrogen, we used to represent it by H. Sodium Na, bromine Br. So that represents which is the element or which is the atom. That symbol should be written that is X. Now A is a term called mass number and Z is a term called atomic number. So element simple, left hand top corner you have to write mass number, left hand bottom you have to write the atomic number. Example, helium atom if you take, He is the simple, 4 is the mass number, 2 is the atomic number. So this is how we used to write. Uranium if you take, U is the simple, 235 is the mass number, 92 is the atomic number. Then what is mass number? What is mass number? Is sum of protons and neutrons, that is number of protons plus number of neutrons. And what is atomic number? Is that it is number of protons. And I told to add for an atom to be neutral, it contains same number of electrons and protons. So number of protons is equal to number of electrons. Again mass number, example, helium atom if you can take, it consists of 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So what is mass number? Mass number is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons, that is 2 plus 2 which is equal to 4. Then uranium consists of 143 neutrons plus 92 protons. So mass number is equal to 143 plus 92, it is 235. Then similarly atomic number, helium consists of 2 protons, so atomic number is 2. Uranium consists of 92 protons, so atomic number is 92. So how we will represent helium is atomic mass number 4, atomic number 2. In the case of uranium 92, 235 is how we will be representing. Now we will come back to the structure. These electrons are revolving around the nucleus. So where these electrons will be placed? Electrons will be placed in different energy levels. Around the nucleus there will be different energy levels. So electrons will be sitting in this energy levels. And these energy levels we can designate or name as N. And N can have values 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, how it is named is, as the value of N increases, energy also will be increasing. So lowest energy will be for the lowest number, N is equal to 1. And they are also known as principal energy levels. Now you can see the diagram here. So take as a representation as a ladder. Ladder has lot of steps. So lowest one is 1, that is having lowest energy. Second one is 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this side you can see a red arrow. So from N1 to N5 if you take, N1 is the one least energy and N is equal to 5 has the highest energy. Then in point of view of the nucleus, if you take the diagram, right hand side diagram, you see that black color thing is the nucleus. Then you have round one path, again another round, again another round, like that some 7 rounds is given surrounding the nucleus. So first one which is nearest to the nucleus is the lowest one. We designated it as N is equal to 1. Next one has higher energy which is designated as N2. Then higher energy N3, like that. In this picture it is given up to 7. So 7th one will be the one having the highest energy. Now the principal energy levels may be composed of one or more sub-levels or sub-shells. Again N is equal to 1 will be divided to sub-energy levels. And the sub-energy levels are designated as S, P, D, F, etc. And each of the sub-levels contain further orbitals. So further energy levels we call it as orbitals. S contain only one orbital, P contain 3 orbitals, D contain 5 orbital, and F contain 7 orbital. Again, these orbitals can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons. So can accommodate either 1 or 2 electron. This is the table which makes you more clear. The main energy level is N. When N is equal to 1, sub-level you can have S. Only one sub-level you can have. When N is equal to 2, you can have 2 sub-levels which we can call it as 2S and 2P. When N is equal to 3, you have 3 sub-levels which is 3S, 3P and 3D. When 4, it is 4S, 4P, 4D and 4F. 5, 5S, 5P, 5D, 5F. And how these will come? It is actually based on some quantum theory only. I am not going into that. You just remember this alone. That is, each principal energy level is composed of sublevels, and sublevels are known as S, P, D, F, etc. Again, the S orbital or S sublevel will have further orbitals. It can be one or more. S has only one. P, if you take, it has 3 orbitals. So these orbitals are the one in which the electrons are lying. Now that is given here. S has only 1 orbital, P has 3 orbital, D has 5 and F has 7. Now this is also an arrangement only which makes you more clear. That is, when N is equal to 1, only one sub-level, and that sub-level is S. When N is equal to 2, there are 2 sub-levels, one is S and one is P, but P again have 3 orbitals. When N is equal to 3, you have 3 sub-levels, S, P and D, where D have 5 orbital, P have 3 orbital and S has 1 orbital. Then shapes of these subshells, if you take, you can have S have a spherical shape, P have a dumbbell shape, D 4 clover leaf shape. Clover leaf is grampu, and in the leaf it is. Then actually there are 5 d orbital. 5 is there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the red color one. Okay, so all out of the 5, 4 are like clover leaf and 1 is a dumbbell shaped with a ring. Dumbbell shape will have also a ring. And for your level, F will be too complex to describe, so we are not going to say. This is the picture. Yes, tell me what is the shape of S? Spherical. Then P is dumbbell shape. This is the dumbbell, and in the case of D, you can see that the middle one is the one dumbbell with a ring. Others are like clover leaf, and F also it is given. Okay, so this is the shapes. Now the electronic configuration and the principles I'll go in the next class. Today we'll stop here. So what are the things we have seen today? We have seen what is an atom. Atom is the smallest particle which have the identity of the same substance. And if you take the structure of atom, what we can see is atom consists of 2 things. One is electron and one is nucleus. Electron is a negatively charged particle which moves around the nucleus. Nucleus is the one having the maximum mass. Again, nucleus consists of 2 things. What are the 2 things? It is neutron and proton. Proton is positively charged, neutron is neutron is neutral. Now representation of an element we have seen. We will write the element simple and then mass number and atomic number. Mass number is number of protons plus number of neutrons. Atomic number is number of protons. Then arrangement of electrons. It consists of principal energy level that will have sublevels, and sublevels will have orbital. principal energy level we used to represent by the letter small n, and values can be 1, 2, 3, etc. And the law, it will be in such a way that the higher number will have higher energies. So the lowest energy level is n is equal to 1, which is very close to the nucleus. Our representations we have seen. Then this principal energy level have subshells, and subshells are named as S, P, D, F, etc. And these sublevels will have further orbitals. S have 1, P have 3, etc. And the shapes is such a way that S has a spherical shape, P have a dumbbell shape, D, out of the 5, 4 are clover leaf shaped, and 1 is a dumbbell shaped with a ring. Okay, that is all. Thank you. We'll see in the next class.